Hello and welcome to the November episode of Celebrate Meridian, our monthly look at all things Meridian. Tonight we have much to celebrate, and I'm proud to announce that the City of Meridian has been recognized for the fourth time by America's Promise as one of the nation's 100 best communities for young people. This is the second year in a row that Meridian has been recognized due to our community's focus on our youth and the many ways we work together to make a positive impact in the lives of our young people. I know this award wouldn't have been possible without the countless support of our many community members. Partners like the Superintendent of Joint School District Number 2, Dr. Linda Clark, the district trustees, and the countless teachers who work for our youth. In receiving this award for 2011, our schools were highlighted as enjoying a 93% graduation rate. This is no small achievement, and it is because of their great leadership that our youth are succeeding at such a high level in graduation. Additionally, the support of other community programs and organizations is helping us to be recognized. Organizations like Meridian's Promise, the Boys and Girls Club, the Meridian Library District, the Meridian Food Bank, the Meridian Anti-Drug Coalition, and the Mayor's Youth Advisory Council. There's also Police Activities League and our Youth Athletic Leagues. These are all great partners who are all performing amazing feats in the city of Meridian. While we have been recognized for many accomplishments as a community, we have more to do, and we cannot rest on our laurels. I encourage each and every one of you in our community to find a way to get engaged with an organization that is making a difference in the lives of our youth. Together, we can make sure that they have the tools that they need to be successful and to have a bright future. Thank you once again to everyone who continues to make us a 100 best community for young people. On October 5th, I had the honor of presenting 5 individuals and businesses with Meridian's first ever Neighborhood Star Awards. These awards are a new way the City of Meridian is recognizing Meridian residents who are exceptionally committed to preserving, maintaining, and improving the quality of life and safety in our neighborhoods and our community. I hope you join me in congratulating our inaugural recipients, Jan Zickelfuss, Diane D. LaHunt, Dave and Suzanne Thames, and Meadow Lake Village Emergency Support Team, as well as Domino's Pizza on Cherry Lane. These individuals and groups truly embody the spirit of community and work hard to make their neighborhoods the best that they can be. With Thanksgiving right around the corner, we can all take a moment to reflect on all that we have to be thankful for. Join our faith community for the annual Community Thanksgiving celebration that this year is hosted by Capital Christian Church in Meridian. This annual event invites people from all walks of faith to celebrate all that we have in Meridian to be thankful for. The service is November 20th and begins at 6 p.m. and will include an opportunity to contribute to the Meridian Service Fund. This service fund provides short-term assistance to those in need in our community. We appreciate everyone who comes together for this great event. Also, I'd like to encourage you to plan on attending the Christmas tree lighting on December 4th at 6:30 p.m. This annual event kicks off Christmas in Meridian and is a great annual family tradition. We look forward to seeing you there for this great event. Highlighting those in Meridian that are community focused is a feature on Celebrate Meridian. This month, I'd like to highlight a young man whose leadership skills shine both on and off the stage. Join me as we profile Josh Bryers as this month's future leader.
Josh Bryers, a senior at Meridian High School, is like many students in our community. He enjoys a variety of hobbies and activities, What makes Josh unique is his heart for service.
I've really gotten into community service and doing stuff that I'm able to help people with. I think the best feeling in the world is spending a whole day trying to help somebody. They enjoyed it, they appreciate everything that you've done. That feeling's better than any feeling that any material item can give you.
Josh prides himself on helping not only his family, friends, and schoolmates, but also his ability to help everyone in our community, and finds it rewarding to see the changes and improvements he's able to bring to our community. Josh believes that one of the keys to great leadership is setting a good example.
It's important for a high school student to do community service and to get involved in their community because it keeps them out of trouble. They're put into a lot of positions where they're forced to make choices. They're under peer pressure. But if they put themselves in a position where they're not having to make a difficult decision or be under peer pressure, then I think that's like the best situation, you know.
As a student actor, Josh believes that his leadership in the community has provided him the necessary skills to be a leader on the stage.
I've learned so much from student council. All that leadership is showing up on stage. People look to me to make sure everybody's on task, and I love that.
Josh Bryars, your Meridian Future Leader of the Month.
In an emergency, every second counts. When you hear the sirens or see the flashing lights, pull to the right and stop. The people we're trying to save could be someone you know or someone you love. When you pull to the right and stop, it makes a difference that could save a life. A message from the Meridian Firefighters Association and Disaster Cleanup.
Welcome back. Tonight I'm joined by Meridian Fire Chief Mark Niemeyer. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Mayor, and what a great facility to do this in.
Yeah, this is. We have a great partnership with Mountain View High School. What I would like to start off with, maybe you could give us a little bit about your background and experience and tell us how you became the fire chief.
Sure. So my background started, I've always been in public safety. Worked as a paramedic for a number of years, went to Central Washington University where I studied in paramedicine, hit the streets, if you will. Eventually we moved to Ada County. My wife is also a paramedic, so we have a unique marriage and relationship there in the family. Came to Ada County about 13 years ago, worked for Ada County paramedics for a number of years, and then the deputy chief of the EMS position opened up in the city of Meridian. I was fortunate enough to be hired as the EMS chief here. And then 2 years ago, it's been 2 years, can you believe that? 2 years ago, Fire Chief Ron Anderson retired, and I applied, and you hired me.
Yeah, and before you became chief, you were over EMS, as you mentioned. Can you tell us a little bit about that and why it's important? We've had a change in policy, and we've added paramedics on each of our fire trucks. Can you tell us about the importance and what that means?
Absolutely. In 2005, the department made the decision to put paramedics on the fire engines. This was a little bit outside the box. It had been done nationally in a few places, but wasn't really the norm. The reason that we did that is to get that advanced life support on scene quickly. We have a great partnership with Ada County paramedics, and we'll continue that. But when we put those paramedics on, the paramedic service, the ambulance service, didn't have great coverage out here in Meridian. And so by putting on those paramedics and that advanced life support, we can then get those procedures, and that medication, the IVs, the things that we need to do for patients to help save those lives. We can get it done a lot sooner. We continue to have that great relationship today with them. We look towards strategic planning on stations and how we can both provide that service together the best. But we take great pride in being able to say we have that level of service that we can offer our citizens.
Well, and I think it's proven itself that with medical calls being the bulk of what we do in the fire service, that having that paramedic on the fire truck does make sure that every second counts. It's saved lives.
It has, and we've definitely enhanced in the fire service, and that's been out of necessity, not necessarily out of a desire, but out of necessity. 63% of our calls are EMS, as you alluded to. It used to be back in the day that the guys just went out and put water on the fires. And as you know, we do much more than that now through education, our EMS, and our fire suppression.
Well, and it's also important to note that our relationship with Ada County paramedics, that is a solid relationship. and we work together very nicely with them.
Absolutely. I think the city as a whole and all the directors of all departments, that is their focus, is collaboration. How can we work well together to save cost and to be more effective and efficient?
That's easy for
Edit.
you to say. Huh? Well, Chief, just a few weeks ago, we had Public Safety Day at Fire Station 1. Can you tell us a little bit about that event?
Absolutely. What a great day. About 560 people from the public showed up. This is kind of a shoot off of what we do in the spring. As you know, we do our Public Safety Academy, which is really spread out over the course of about 12 weeks. In the fall, we wanted to focus on one day. And that one day was along with our police department, which we have a great relationship with, and we're very proud of that relationship that we have with our police department. So together, along with some other guest invitations that we sent out for other folks to attend and participate, we had 560 folks come in, and they saw things like cutting up cars, they saw fire suppression. Law enforcement had some great demonstrations, interactive demonstrations. It was just a great day all the way around to get that message out to our public about what we do, what we provide, and it lets us do it in a way that they don't normally see us. They usually see us in that response situation, and we're very focused when we're there on a response situation, but this was a great day just to interact with the public.
Well, and you mentioned the Citizens Academy, and I ran into a resident who went through that. And he said that it's not that he's never been a big fan of public safety and the police and fire departments. He's always respected that. But he said after going through that course, his respect for both departments are unsurpassed. He was very impressed. He sees our public responders, our emergency responders in a whole different light. And I hear that time and time again from those that do participate in that. And we are one of the only departments or cities that I know that jointly combine those, offering both police and fire.
We are, and that's really important. You bring up a great point that around the nation, police departments and fire departments, they're often in competition with each other. We're in competition with our police department, but it's in a very friendly and great spirited way. But when you can bring these two departments together to work on projects like that, and it shows the unity we have in really protecting the public. It's both of our missions, and we do a great job doing it together. And for our public to be able to see that and know that we are unique. We are very unique here in Meridian to have that type of relationship. It's a great thing.
Yeah, I can tell you not only as mayor, but as a taxpayer and a citizen of this community, I appreciate that there are no divisions or, major issues between both of our departments, and you work together solidly as one. And that's important, especially when we're in a time of crisis.
Absolutely.
Well, can you talk a little bit about fire education and why it's so critical, and what else that the Meridian Fire Department is doing on a day-to-day basis?
Sure. Education, I often get asked this question, and really I bring it back to a football analogy. Much like our BSU Broncos here, they have offense and they have defense, and really the fire department's no different. We have offenses, and that's what most of the folks see on TV when they see us fighting fire. That's an offensive type of interaction that we have with the public. However, we also have a defensive team, and that defensive team, just like in football, is out to prevent things from happening. And we feel very strongly that if we can prevent things from happening in the future, we're doing our job. We're meeting our mission. It's not just about going out and running our lights and our sirens and getting there and tackling a problem. So our offensive coordinator, if you will, it's Deputy Chief Chris Amon. He's our Deputy Chief Operations. And then on our prevention side, our defensive coordinator is Chief Perry Palmer, otherwise known as the Fire Marshal, or the Deputy Chief of Prevention. And those two gentlemen, and then throughout our entire department, work hand in hand. Part of that is education, as you mentioned. We have a great education specialist in Pam Moore.
Yes, she is.
She has so much energy, I can't keep up with her. But she does a great job of getting out there, and we look at education as a multifaceted education. It could be child education, so we do hit the schools and we work with the school district. It could be adult education, and then it could be senior education. So we are out at the senior center taking blood pressures and answering questions quite a bit. So there's really a multifaceted education component that goes into the fire service.
Now, with the cuts that our school district has seen, the fire department found a very unique way to bring our prevention programs to the schools, where they used to come to our safety center
Yes.
and have more of a hands-on opportunity. Now we bring it to them. Can you tell us a little bit about
Absolutely, I love that phrase. We take it to them. The Firefighters Association contributed funds and got the Education Department a blow-up safety house, if you will. It's, gosh, I don't even know how big it is, but it's big enough to walk through several different rooms. It runs off one of those compressors that blows it up, and it's got education messages all throughout it. And so we take the education to them. We've also taken it to movie night that we've had here, the Cable One movie night in the city. We blew it up and took it out there as well. It's a great way to take the education to folks when they can't come to us to get it. And so we still use a combination now of the safety center, but especially for those school district classrooms that can't get the education or can't bus their kids to us, we'll take it to them.
Yeah, that's phenomenal. Can you share with our audience what an average day is for a member of the Meridian Fire Department?
Sure, average day. Well, they get to work at 7 o'clock. That's when they start their 24-hour shift. And the first thing they do is they check out their vehicle, their apparatus, to make sure it's ready. Our primary responsibility is to be operationally ready for the day. And so they check out that equipment and that apparatus, and when they're done with that, then they hit the gym. As you know, our guys have to be in shape. We can't afford not to be. We're put in situations that you must be in shape, and you must be able to have a good enough cardiovascular system that you can operate in the environments we do. A lot of times folks refer to us as occupational athletes simply because of the work that we sometimes have to do. So they'll get in the weight room or on the stair stepper or run around the station and get that workout done. Then they get ready for the day, and that day can include anything from inspections of our businesses. It could include tours that they have there at the station where folks will bring their groups in and have a tour of the fire station. That's a great education opportunity as well. They hit the schools quite a bit. Pam has them very involved in fire prevention and education. And then we have the calls, and that's really why we are there, is to be ready for those calls that come in during the day or at night. Could be 2 in the morning, could be 2 in the afternoon. In between all that, us chiefs and the folks that wear the gold badges find a lot of work for them to do as well.
I'm sure you do.
We do.
And it's important to also note that as the fighters are out in our community, they stay within their districts for the most part because that is their response district, and it's important for them to work and stay within that district so they can respond quickly.
Absolutely. You know, we have stations for a reason, and they were strategically placed to try and maximize our coverage and get to folks as quick as we can. There are those opportunities or those casual occasions where we bring them into one central station to do some training, multi-company type training, but we really try and limit that. And when we do that, we also make sure that our partners, our neighboring agencies, are aware of that. We work really well with them as well. We talked about our relationship with PD and Ada County. That relationship is also there with our neighboring fire departments. So when we do have that multi-company training, we're communicating, interacting with our neighbors around us to make sure we got great coverage and that we can get there appropriately.
Yeah, that mutual aid is very important for a number of different reasons.
It is.
Can you tell us, while we hope we never see you pull up in front of our house because we don't want that medical emergency or the fire, what can we do as homeowners to make sure that we're doing our share in preventing a fire?
Absolutely. That's prevention and education. We're talking the defensive side of the ball here a little bit. If you go to our website, you'll find under fire prevention a number of helpful tips to help prepare your home and to prepare your family. We always encourage folks to learn CPR and to learn basic first aid so that they can assist. CPR in cardiac arrest. And cardiac arrest is a call that we only go on about 2% of the time, but it really can save that life and make a difference. The key to that is early CPR, and it's good CPR. We have all the fancy tools, and we come in the shiny red trucks, but that first person that can get and do some CPR can really make a world of difference. So we have a lot of stuff on our website that folks can go to and find out how they can protect their home, how they can protect their family. You can always give us a call at the fire department. We're more than happy to come out. We've changed smoke detector batteries for folks. We've gone out and done some education just one-on-one because folks need that. We're there for our community.
Well, and that website is on the city website.
Absolutely.
Under departments, and that's meridiancity.org. Can you also tell us a little bit, you just recently released a strategic plan. I know you've spent some time putting that together. Can you give us an idea of how did you put it together? Who did you involve?
Yeah, this was a great venture for our department, if you will. It's created a roadmap for the next 5 years, but that process took a while, as you know. It started off with the approval by the mayor and city council to have this done. We did hire a company to help us walk through the process, but it involved the public. We had a public hearing where we asked the public what they expect and what their expectations are and what their thoughts are about our department. Then we had 3 days of internal meetings, getaways, if you will. The thing about what we did that I think is unique, and as we're finding Meridian's very unique, is that we really looked at this as a team approach, not as a management and then labor approach, but really as a team approach. And so we had good representation from our administration, great representation from our local 4627, our firefighters, and we also had other department directors that participated as well. So we really got everybody involved. And over the course of about 6 months, we had a final product. Again, it's posted on our website. It has its own tab, a 5-year strategic plan. We encourage people to look at it because we want to be accountable to our public. And if they know where we're going in the next 5 years, they can make sure we get there.
Well, that's great. And if you can believe it, our time is already up.
Wow.
It's nice to have you on board, and I think you've been very thoughtful in trying to map out where we're going for the future, and I greatly appreciate you being here with me today.
Absolutely.
I'd like to thank Chief Niemeyer for being here today. I know I speak on behalf of our community who are so appreciative of the work that you do every day in Meridian. Up next is a profile of a Meridian business that has been serving customers in America and across the globe for over a quarter century. Join me as we profile Meridian's Northwest Machine.
With over 25 years of experience manufacturing components for a variety of industries, you'd be surprised to find Northwest Machine nestled in the heart of Meridian. Providing components for both the nuclear and aeronautic industry, President and CEO Guy Gage believes that by being both a versatile and cost-competitive company has made Northwest Machine a leader in their field.
I started with one person, built it up to where we have approximately 65 people today. Our primary work is aerospace, and we do a lot of nuclear. Right now, we have one of the largest machines in the state of Idaho.
Northwest Machine has been part of Meridian for over 2 decades, providing high-quality jobs and serving a variety of clients.
Are the largest job shop in the state as well. We have a good reputation for our quality, for our delivery. That is usually the key issues.
Gage has always believed that Meridian is the ideal place to call home because of the values that still exist from a small town while providing many of the resources located in larger urban environments.
Meridian just seemed to be a good spot to start out in. I knew that the job market was good up here. People would be happy to have a 40-hour-a-week job.
Northwest Machine, just another business that is right for their customers, right in Meridian.
Up next is our Ask the Mayor segment, where we hear from you, our citizens, about the questions that are on your mind.
Mayor, how would I start a daycare?
That's a great question, and it's a question that we get a lot these days. Opening a home daycare in Meridian is very easy to do, but it does require that you attain an accessory use permit. Home daycares can include is for up to 6 children. In some cases, more than 6 children can be cared for, but it is always best to contact our planning department as they will work with you each step of the way. The planning department is located inside City Hall, or you can give them a call at 884-5533. Well, that's it for now. I'd like to thank the Fire Chief, Mark Niemeyer, for joining me today. I'd also like to thank Mike Gardner and the students of Mountain View High School who help us with the program each month. They are phenomenal. I wish you and yours a happy Thanksgiving, and I look forward to next month, where together we will find new ways to celebrate Meridian.